The views and opinions expressed in the Golden Boot podcast are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Golden Boot podcast as a whole.
Y'all ready to get rolling? Quiet on the set. Hey, welcome back. Another hot episode of the Golden Boot. It's your boy Pooh Bear. I got my man Ant Petty Murphy in the building. What's good with you, my boy?
What's happening with you, bro?
Boy, this audio is, listen, it's one of them nights already, I can tell. All the technology. It's gonna be one of them nights. I'm gonna fight through it though. Fight through it. So we gonna get through it. I don't know what's going on. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you fine, bro.
Hey, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you good, bro?
Yeah, I can't. But I'm gonna have to pull some magic here. Cause I can't, it's like a real bad delay on my end. And it just don't happen. Where we at?
There we go.
We're gonna figure this out. I don't know what's going on, but I'm just, it's terrible around here. My internet is like the internet of our internet issues, and
Yeah, I
we're
can't
gonna
talk.
get through it though.
Can't talk about me tonight.
Hey, listen, I apologize for ever talking about the things that go on in Monroe in the 318 in your internet. Because right now, listen, my whole computer just moving slow. I'm behind, I don't know, I'm just gonna restart it, see how we can go from here. You gonna have to control the rest of the stuff.
I got you.
All right. Um, as we see what's going on. We see what kind of day it is, what kind of show it's gonna be. We can go ahead and get at it.
Go ahead, here for my
Let's give a
spot.
shout out to our sponsor over on Bet Online. Bet Online.
BetOnline.ag is your number one source for all your sports information, stats, news, and scores. Get the latest odds, lines, and player injury reports for this year's NBA and NHL playoffs. BetOnline is always your sports information headquarters. This season, we have you covered for all your sports wagering needs. We have everything from NBA, NFL, MLB, and NHL to golf, tennis, UFC, and boxing. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to get your betting info, including live betting options and your favorite casino and card games that you can play right from your home. Head on over to betonline.ag today or use your mobile device to get in on the action. Be sure to use the promo code BLEAV to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts.
Hey, we are back. I see Danny girl taking shots. So you mean Pew finally admitting it was his internet on that call? On that call delay? No, it was not my internet. We figured out what it was. It was actually you couldn't hear me. You could only hear Ant, but Ant wasn't talking. We had the lines crossed or something like that. So that's not. I get sensitive when it comes to technology stuff. So yeah, I ain't gonna. That's your warning, Danny girl. You about to get booted. Nah. But man, it was a great weekend for LSU basketball. I would say sports. I don't know what the gymnastics what the
I think
ladies
they
did in
won.
gymnastics. They won.
Yeah, I'm
Great
pretty
weekend
sure
all
they.
around for LSU Tigers. And
I'm pretty sure they beat Arkansas.
I mean, it seemed like Arkansas getting beat to sleep by everybody, um, including themselves. Men's basketball. Let's start there. Um, welcome to 2024, Will Baker.
Yeah,
Will Baker had a monster showing on Saturday to get the thing started off in men's basketball. He was on fire, to say the least. I don't think there's much you can say or can't say about him. Uh, thoughts on the game?
man. It was good to see Will Baker come out aggressive and like you say on fire like that. Whoa, there we go. It was an echo, but it was good to see him come out with that mindset, aggressive mindset. His shot was falling. Good to see him coming out like that. Jalen Cook coming off the bench was interesting to me. Um, I was kind of surprised with the lineup that McMahon went with, but overall, I think that you couldn't ask for a better performance by the Tigers. Defensively, offensively, they just played probably their best game they played in a while.
I agree. You can't ask for much more, and we still. I know that's because of this. I still feel like I'm a little bit behind, lagging. I'm gonna get it figured out. It's the laptop now because I gotta get rid of all that stuff from that was trying to get. But yeah, it was interesting with Jalen Cook coming off the bench. But he was your bench. He provided points off the bench. Hannibal was able to get things going offensively, leading the team at point. I tell you what I did like the lineup when they had both guys in. He would bring the ball. Well, Jalen would bring the ball up and he would command the offense. Still, saying giving out directions, telling people where to go. And even if Jalen was taking it himself, was a lot more movement. You could see that the offense ran smoothly. But my only fear, because D-Lob say it's cursed, LOL. My only fear is that it's because we play Arkansas and they're down that we look this good.
I mean, yeah, your next 3 games, you're gonna find out a lot about this team whenever you look at your opponents. You got Tennessee, Kentucky, and Alabama. Your next 3 opponents. I think the order might be a little off, but that's the next 3 teams you play. So you're gonna find out a lot about where the team really at in terms of SEC play, are they a tournament team and things like that. But you did what you were supposed to do against the Arkansas team that's down. So I'm not gonna look too much into, the result. You did what you were supposed to do against that team.
Big facts. Another thing about it, the shooting percentage. I don't know what we ended up at, but I know at one point it was like through the first half, we was like 86% shooting. Some wild like that. It was like a game of 2K. How well they were playing.
Yeah,
And
it was on.
I have to look. I can pull it up, see what we ended up with.
No, I don't know offhand what we ended up with, but I know they was on fire. 52%.
I have to go back. All right. I'm still kind of, yeah. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, you just lagging bad.
All right. Let's see if this works better. All right. What about now?
Yeah, it look like you're freezing though. Like,
Okay. I might have to do it like this. This might work better for me. This episode gonna go down in infamy. All right, this might be a little bit better. At least I can keep up with you. I don't know what I'm. Um, this team, Coach McMahon, it feels like he felt a lot more comfortable in this game as well with how he kind of commanded this team as well.
yeah, he pretty much owned Musselman so far since he's been at LSU. If you look at last year, they first SEC win, only SEC win last year was against Arkansas. So he's been pretty successful against Musselman, and I think he found something that works against that system, and he's been able to exploit it so far. I don't know what happened.
My bad. I got all kind of stuff going on. And pause of say Pew got that line wire infection on his system. I I tell you what, I ain't gonna look up no websites that start with a P. Um, I definitely it's all kind of Joe. I mean, how do you feel? Do you think that lineup is something that they should go with, continue to go with, bring it Cook off the bench, let Hannibal start the game off defensively to get that, just to get the defense set first, because that's kind of was the mentality. McMahon said that he wanted to go with to kind of let the defense start off, as far as come out with a more defensive mentality and then build your offense through that.
Yeah, I think that's it kind of sets the tempo, you know what I mean, for the game whenever you able to come out with a defensive mindset like that. And I think that they play better whenever they dictating the terms of the game instead of reacting to what the other team is doing. So whenever you got that defensive lineup out there, you can kind of dictate the terms of the game to the other team and make them play your game at your speed, your pace. And I think that suits this team a little bit better than trying to play at that other team's pace.
All right. All right, moving on to the women's, man. Because I see how I don't want this. I didn't even see how they started. I called it like I caught that game like second quarter, start of second quarter, and they were already up 8. Oh no, I'm sorry, they were up 13 and starting to stretch that one out. Did you get a chance to watch the game?
Yeah. They they started the same normal lineup, but they kind of put Poe in the game earlier than normal and let Poe and Haley run together out there and let Haley play our ball a little bit more. She was more aggressive offensively coming out playing off ball. She got some shots up coming tagging downhill off the pick and roll. Michaela had a good game with shooting wise. Uh, her shot was falling from three. The mid range was falling. Anissa Morrow had a ridiculous game, putting up 20 rebounds. She seemed like every shot that went up, she was grabbing the board. And Angel didn't necessarily have the greatest game that we've seen Angel play, but she still put up big numbers. But I think the biggest thing about this game was Poa and Haley playing together as much as they did. Poa aggressive on offense whenever she had the ball in the hands, getting to the rim a couple times with some nifty spin moves and things like that. So if Poa can be aggressive out there with Haley Van Lift playing off ball and her being aggressive playing off ball, I think that this team is really at its best in that with that lineup out there because you can do so much offensively. You know, you still got Michaela, you still got Anissa Angel out there, but Haley playing off ball brings you another scoring threat that you don't really have.
All right. I know this is necessarily and this I guess I have the same question about this Florida team that I have about Arkansas men's team, Um it's this fool's goal with between games and stuff and things get better. But I don't want to wholly buy into this, oh, we good because we saw this when the lady played Arkansas. They look good. They look dominant. And then we're like, all right, we'll be okay going into the South Carolina game. And true enough, we played very well against South Carolina, but the same problems we had been seeing that caused us, saying so many heartaches against, Colorado and Auburn, start to come back and hunt us late in that South Carolina game and the entire Mississippi State game. Now I do want to say Mississippi State looks a lot better than I thought they initially were as a team, because they also played, I think, Texas A&M today and beat them and looked impressive in that win. But are we fooling ourselves and thinking that, hey, this team might just be, we may have fixed what we, all not necessarily all the issues, but we may have found a fix to help us, uh, travel the waters, I guess you could say.
I mean, I don't necessarily think it's fool's gold because I don't think it was the competition that, like, what I saw today wasn't because you were playing Florida. It was the mindset and it was the adjustments made by Kim. Like Poe's mindset, unless you're saying she only had that mindset because that was playing Florida, then that's a different scenario. But if she's gonna have that same mindset game in and game out, then we'll be in a good spot. If Kim's gonna make these same lineup moves, no matter who the opponent is, then we're in a good spot. But if Kim just did this because we was playing Florida, then yeah, I could see where you're coming from saying that this would be fool's gold. But I think the biggest problem with this team is more like what Andrew's saying, Pops Up saying is it's a home and away thing. This team plays very well at home, and then on the road is when you see them struggle a little bit because you don't get that same production from your role players. You don't get that, your role players play better at home. So the Poas, the Haley Van List, Flage's, they play better at home than they would on the road. So you need to get the production increase on the road from those players. And if these adjustments can do that, then it's not fool's gold. You there?
All right. No offhand or hold on, let me see if I pull it up. Because I was looking, come tournament time, depending on what bracket we land in. All I'm not gonna say all, but the big dogs out west in the Pac-12, they doing some things.
Oh, I mean, ain't no team in the country better than South Carolina. So you already played the toughest team in the country to play, and you hung with them for the entire game.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. But I mean, you could possibly see them again in the SEC tournament, depending on how well you do. Um, but then to win it all, you're going to have to face South Carolina again. But you got to go through other teams to get there. Um, it don't matter if you can't get through. If you're going to, if we're saying the issue is home versus away, um, when you're looking at, okay, maybe the first two rounds were good. I think that's you play at home or whatever, possibly, depending on your seeding. But let's say we in the Sweet 16, Elite Eight. Now you have to go up against, like we did last year, a Utah, or you have to play against a Colorado, or you got to play against, say, USC, or you got to play against a Stanford.
that's where those adjustments that I just
That's
talked
where I kind
play.
of get a little angst. I mean, saying round two, you know, you said something I missed it.
I was saying that's what whenever you get into those Sweet 16 matchups and things like that, that's what those adjustments that I was just talking about come into play. That's what we need to see Poe with that aggressive mindset. We need to see Haley Van Lift off ball with an aggressive mindset offensively, making open shots and taking and knocking down good shots. We need to see Michaela Williams with her jumper falling and clicking on all cylinders. We need to see Flage turning defense into offense and attacking whenever she gets the ball. Like that's whenever you need to see all the adjustments that you've been making these last couple games. That's when all that's gonna really matter is whenever you're playing those type games. That's why I say if these adjustments translate and follow through the season until we get to those matchups, then what we've been seeing today isn't necessarily fool's gold. But if they stop doing this, then yeah, it'll be fool's gold.
I got you. I understand. Uh, yeah, I'm sorry, I was missed some of that, but you were absolutely right. Let's talk Super Bowl real quick. Super Bowl preview. Next Sunday is the Super Bowl. We've got the Chiefs versus the 49ers. A rematch what's that, 4 years ago? But this one seems to have I guess you could say a tad bit different feeling. Um, the 49ers come in as the favorite. Um, the Chiefs come in. The Chiefs got so much experience. They've been here. They've won this championship. But I'm wondering if they're gonna be able to overcome, because they have a lack of, I'm not gonna say, I guess for lack of better words, they have a talent deficit. Um, going against this San Francisco team, when you don't have a Tyreek, you don't have a, I guess you could say true number one wide receiver outside. We've got Kelsey, but you got Pacheco. But is that going to be enough? Because I feel like this might be an under game with
Yeah,
these both defenses.
I feel like San Francisco definitely the more talented team. But the question is gonna come down to who has the better quarterback play in crunch time. We've seen Mahomes do it before. We haven't seen Purdy do it before at this stage. But like you say, both defenses are going to be kind of leading the way for their team. So it's going to come down to who can make a play when it matters the most. And Purdy's got more help around him to do it, but we've seen Mahomes do it. But we've seen him do it time in and time out, counted out before. We counted him out versus Buffalo. People counted him out versus Baltimore. So I mean, and he found a way every time. So it's gonna come down, in my opinion, to which quarterback can make a play whenever their team need it.
Yeah. In this game, we just talked about defense. I mentioned about the offense. What are you expecting as far as what do you expect or figure to be the key in this one?
San Francisco being able to run the ball and keep Mahomes on the sideline. Obviously they got a great running game with McCaffrey and the way they utilize Debo and the running game a little bit. If they can run the ball successfully, keep Mahomes off the field, and help their defense stay rested. I think that's the recipe right there for San Francisco to win. And we've seen we've seen that you can kind of run on Kansas City at different times this year. So Their run defense versus San Francisco's great rushing attack is going to be the key that I'm looking at in this game.
Yeah, that's facts. I kind of feel you on that one. If Baltimore that matchup, everybody was kind of the matchup you picked in the beginning of the season. San Francisco's got to. If Shanahan has learned anything from his Super Bowl, his Super Bowl, previous Super Bowl games, run the ball.
That's facts.
Run the ball. But we're gonna see. I hope he. Saying people are creatures of habit. I hope he has let that go. But we're gonna see. Man, we're gonna have to get up out of here, man. I am barely functioning over here. I gotta figure out what's going on with this laptop. But man, before we get up out of here, I do want to say rest in peace to longtime Florida State baseball coach Mike Martin. Mike Martin passed away February 1st at the age of 79 in Tallahassee. Coach Martin coached Florida State for 40 plus years. He had 11 Metro tournament championships, 8 ACC tournament championships, 4 Metro regular season championships, 9 ACC regular season championships. He was 2-time Baseball America Coach of the Year, 6-time Metro Conference Coach of the Year, 7-time ACC Coach of the Year. His overall record, get this in 2029, 736 and 4. In the tournaments, he was 142 and 83.
If I'm not mistaken, he made the tournament every year as a coach.
Rest in peace to Coach Martin.
Like that. He coached the number one player, the number one draft pick.
You got anything?
He coached the number one draft pick in the MLB, and he coached the number one draft pick in the NFL. How many college baseball coaches have done that?
Wow. Amazing, man. We're not gonna see a lot of this stuff anymore. We talked about this last night in Spaces. When it comes to like running backs, we're not gonna see that anymore as far as like the 2,000-yard rusher or the running back who's gonna break that Emmitt Smith record. We're not gonna see that kind of stuff anymore. We're not gonna see these coaches who win 400 games in college football. We're not gonna necessarily see these baseball coaches who win 2,029 games over a career, 40 seasons. We're not gonna see that anymore. I do, thank Coach Martin. He never won the big one, but he definitely was top 5, of those coaches, who made it and did well. He's man. I do hate to see that we lost another one. So, but man, you got anything else before we get up out of here?
Nah, that's all I got, bro.
All right, let me get this mess fixed, and I promise I owe y'all a better show. That one on me, but at least I do got some better outro music for us though. Let me go ahead and play that up. We'll be back sometime this week, maybe next week. This show was presented by betonline.ag. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe on Twitter at Golden Boot. On Instagram at Golden Boot. On YouTube at The Golden Boot Pod. On Facebook at The Golden Boot Pod.
Golden Boot!